Very much 90s hip hop. Even the early 2000s, there was good stuff. And there's good stuff today. I'm not going to say there's not. But man, the 90s were great.
So going on to the vein of creativity, and that's kind of the connection I wanted to make here is that when starting a company, taking a leadership role in a company, when mentoring founders and so on, there is also those nuances of creativity. There's a big difference between you could talk to two people, two mentors, or two founders that are both very smart, intelligent, understand what they're doing. But there's a difference, there's a little nuanced difference between some founders or some leaders or some mentors compared to others, right? And so how have you noticed that throughout your experience? Because you've been a founder, you work at Stocktwits, you've been a mentor, you've been in the space for a while, you've even been in different industries and so on. So what have you pulled in regards to nuances, and how does that affect how you think today?
My big observation, I'm still, fortunate. I talk to a lot of founders early stage across the board, but I also get to talk to a lot of founders and CEOs of later stage and bigger companies than I've ever run. And I think the takeaway from there is there is no one way to do it, right? There's no,
Right.
Here's the playbook. We talk a lot about that probably, in the echo chambers of the VC world and founder world on Twitters and this and that. You get a lot of threads on here's how you do this. There's books written all the time by founders and CEOs that have been successful, right? Like you get Bill Gates biographies, the Bloombergs, the Michael Dells, whatever the current ones are that come out. And I consider those infotainment or biztainment. Like you can't read Bloomberg's book and you're all of a sudden going to go build Bloomberg, right? Like that's just not how this works. Different people have the ability to be founders, creators, builders in different ways. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's very technical, right? And this is maybe where you get your infrastructure startups or highly technical startups. You see a lot of that kind of in the world of finance and trading and, data analytics, data science, quant hedge funds, the new exchanges and platforms that are being built in crypto. But then you also have where there's more of an art, something that isn't just formulas and math and insight. And there are companies and products that demand that, and there are founders that bring that to the table. And so I think everyone will have their own path. And of course, there are things to learn, but there is no formula. I don't think there's a formula. I think the only formula is how do you increase your chances of getting lucky? Luck plays a big part that a lot of us don't acknowledge as much as we should.